as always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
OU softball, huge
Mm.
shock. They've got some interesting statistics going on right now. They just went down and beat LSU in Baton Rouge in front of one of the biggest crowds that stadium has ever seen.
Place looked rowdy.
Place was rowdy. They got a shutout, 14-0 this year against ranked opponents. They've won 29 straight games. They are 8-0 versus the SEC right now. With last night's shutout, which, by the way, Jordy Ball, 13K shutout, scattered 3 hits. It's her 5th shutout of the season. Leads
Only what, one walk, too? Is that right?
One walk, and I think she got a walk and maybe a fielder's choice in the first inning, and then retired like the next 14 batters in a row or something like that.
He was mowing them down.
Yeah,
On ESPN too. I love when they get the ESPN treatment, by the way.
I agree.
It's
How
awesome.
about this? 30 consecutive scoreless innings pitched by the softball staff.
That'll work.
That's pretty impressive. Just all kinds of stuff. They look great. Ball had 13 Ks. Like I said, shutout with just 3 hits. They're mowing them down right now. They look really, really good. Did you see the graphic comparing the three-peat season from UCLA to what OU's doing right now?
The home run column of that graphic was, or I guess it's technically a row, right? It goes horizontal.
Right.
It's a row. Is truly staggering.
Crazy.
What was it, like 29 to 300 and something?
25 to like 380 something.
Just unbelievable.
Which, you know, part of it is like the development and the progression of the sport.
Right.
But still, like, no one hits the amount of home runs that OU hits. It's not even close. And what they've done over the stretch is just nuts.
And the scary part for me, did you see Patty Gasso's presser after the game?
No.
So very complimentary to Jordy Ball, right? And LSU, they did the thing that a couple teams have been doing where they're going to throw a lot of different arms.
Yep.
Right? They're not going to let you see a pitcher twice, or it seems like that's the plan. Like, hey, let's keep Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Now you got to have 4 pitchers, or what? They pitched 4 girls.
Yeah.
So you got to have 4 arms that you think are high enough quality to get outs against Oklahoma's lineup. But they go to the road, and LSU's a ranked team. It's a hostile environment. Patty Gasso, not happy with the offense.
Yeah.
Not pleased at all. And here, I got the quote here. They actually got out hit by LSU, I guess. But Gasso said, quote, "This team is going to have to work hard. We're planning to work hard and get out of this and get back on track offensively." You just went down to Baton Rouge, beat a ranked team. Jordy Ball throws a shutout, and she's like, "We're going to get this right."
Yeah.
If I were, this weekend they're going up to Miami of Ohio. They've got Oakland, Louisville, and Miami of Ohio. If I was those teams, I'd be going, "Oh no. Oh no." Because it feels like anytime Patty says something like this, they do correct things very quickly.
Bounce back in a pretty strong fashion. And, I liked what she said before the game. She said that, she wants that place to be rowdy. She wants it to be loud. They go on the road a lot, and, they walk into the stadium and they hear a bunch of Boomer Sooner chants, and she's like, dang it. Like, we need some, adversity, right? We need some rowdiness, some tough places to play. So, no, it's cool. They are, like we all imagine, they are moving along very nicely. 70th home run last night is what that was from. Was it Brito? I think hit the home run. So, yeah, crazy.
this just in, and we've had some comments. Some people want us to talk a little more softball. What else can we say about it, man? They just kill everybody.
There's really, and that's kind of the interesting thing. There's not a whole lot to say unless like you have an injury or something happen or they lose until the postseason, right? It's the monster you've created.
Yeah.
You know?
It is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Who do you have as your loser of the week?
I had to go with beer drinkers. The amount of love Major League Baseball is getting with the rule changes is fantastic.
Oh, good. I thought you were about to send us down a Bud Light path, and I was like, we are not doing that.
Oh yeah. No, like the stolen bases are through the roof. Pace of play, incredible. Everyone loves it, except for the beer drinkers. Most stadiums stop serving alcohol in the 7th inning, and they're just getting to the 7th inning too fast. And they've had to change. Like, there is no like Major League Baseball mandated rule about when they can sell or not sell. That's up to each individual stadium. And they're starting to extend it into the 8th and 9th innings now because it all happens so fast. I think it's cool. It's a good problem to have, I think.
You're going to start seeing guys carrying like 2 crates of like 8 beers each, trying to do something crazy. Like, hey, I got it. I watched a Rangers game, and it started during my radio show, or maybe right before I got started, and it was over before my radio show was over. And it was one of those things. It was like, dang, these are moving quick. But I think for the most part, other than some of these things that are happening with, these calls strike 3 because the batter's not in the box quick enough, that stuff's a little annoying. I think that'll all get ironed out over the season, but it does seem like people are really enjoying the faster moving baseball games from what I can tell.
I don't have the exact numbers in front of me, but I know the Yankees are stealing a lot of bases, and
yes.
I'm not sure. One of the teams that's leading it, I can't remember who it is, but I think last year the league lead in stolen bases was like 130 something ish, around that number, and whoever's leading right now is on pace to steal like 280 bases this year.
Cleveland is the current steals leader, on pace for 280. Look at the big brain on you.
Wow. But that's what people want, right? They want less dead, guys messing with the rosin bag, strapping batting gloves on, and more action, more balls in play, more things happening on the field, and seems awesome, except for the beer drinkers.
Yeah. Tough day for the beer drinkers, but I think they'll figure it out. I think they'll adjust.
They'll adjust. If I know beer drinkers, they will adjust.
They will adjust. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
John Vance Auto Group has been serving Oklahomans for 40 years, family owned and operated. They've got 9 full service dealerships in Woodward, Miami, and Guthrie. No matter what your vehicle needs are, John Vance Auto Group has you covered. Carry domestic brands such as Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, Jeep, and Wagoneer. John Vance Auto Group's goal is to give unequaled service and to exceed customers' expectations in every way, which is why they have their lifetime loyalty program. Here's how it works. Buy a new or used car. All you have to do is get the manufacturer recommended maintenance done at the Vance dealership. And if something goes wrong with the components of your engine, transmission, drive, axle, or transfer unit, they will cover the repair costs. It's a great deal. You can browse their entire inventory or find the John Vance dealership near you at vanceautogroup.com.
And First Fidelity Bank is a full-service financial institution based in Oklahoma, tailored solutions for all your personal and business needs. Checking accounts, saving accounts, home loans, and much more. They do it all. Whether it's online banking from your computer or mobile banking from your phone, everything is stress-free with FFB. Making mobile deposits, paying bills online, and moving money to different accounts could not be easier. Make your life easier and go bank with First Fidelity Bank. Visit ffb.com for more information. All right, for my winner of the week, thought about going with Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. Now, there's some weird stuff, right? Weird rumors on social media before this game that the Hawks ownership had given the Hawks management the green light to possibly trade Trae Young. That had become a big talking point, and he handled it like a professional, man. They went to Miami, they beat the Heat, and really they beat the Heat by being more physical than the Heat, which is kind of their calling card.
Mm-hmm.
So they win the 7-8 play-in game. Trae had 25, 8, and 7, and it wasn't just him. They had 7 guys in double figures. I mean, I was really, really impressed with how they handled business on the road in that game. And it sets up a fun matchup between Atlanta and Boston in the first round. But I was really impressed with all things considered, like the circumstances with those rumors. I thought Trae Young really carried himself well and put together a nice performance. That's a nice win for the Hawks.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's interesting with the rumors buzzing around, and some of that stuff can become a distraction. But hey, good for them. Go out there and get a good win. And what's up next for them now?
For the Hawks?
Yeah.
They now play the Celtics in a 7-game series.
Gotcha. Okay. Awesome.
Which the Celtics are very, very good. I think the Hawks, maybe they can win a game or two. It's probably going to take Trae having, a couple really significant nights shooting the three, because Boston they're loaded, man. It's a good team. So we'll see how it goes for him. But it was fun to watch him go get that win. Now, my winner of the week is a guy that I'm not going to lie, I hadn't heard about until yesterday. Tony Petitti. According to ESPN, he's going to be the next commissioner of the Big Ten Conference. And I don't know the exact number, but he's my winner of the week because I'm pretty sure that job comes with a very significant paycheck.
Yes, it does.
And an interesting background. Former COO of Major League Baseball, has a ton of media experience, right? Worked at ABC where he helped create the BCS. He was part of that. Worked at CBS, and the stuff he did there included, working on March Madness, working with the NFL. I think that he was the head of MLB Network at one point. Most recently, he was the co-CEO of that thing that Tannenbaum started, the 33rd team, which it's a bunch of NFL content. So I think he's about to get paid a ton of money, and it's not a bad gig to take over. You're the guy after Kevin Warren. So you're the guy after the guy that a lot of people didn't like.
Right.
And you already have an awesome TV deal done, right? You have it in hand, and everyone was really, really impressed with it. I'm definitely interested to see if he's interested in further expansion for the Big Ten Conference. Hopefully we get to know his thoughts on all of that soon, but seems like a good hire from everything I could gather about Petitti, and it seems like he is sliding into a really good gig. So good for him.
He's got a really good background in making sure sports get good exposure, right? And in television, and making sure that or being a part of, because that's really what it's become, as a conference commissioner, is you're essentially a liaison or the bridge builder between the product and the networks. And you got to have someone that knows what they're doing in that world, and it sounds like he does. So I'm interested in the expansion thing too. And it feels like the Pac-12 is just like teetering right now, and I don't know.
I think the latest CW news right now that we have a commissioner in place, or soon to be in place there in the Big Ten. I would assume that all those Pac-12 schools that have probably been calling Brett Yormark and the Big 12, I would assume they're making some calls to Petitti. saying, "Hey, what do you think? What do you think about us?" And it's going to be interesting. It seems like Kevin Warren was on a path to add in a couple more schools if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
He left to take the Bears gig, and that all kind of just stopped, right? You can't expand further when you don't have a commissioner in place. Well, now the commissioner is or soon to be in place. So let the realignment articles roll, baby. Here we go. We're going to do it again.
Yeah, it's wild, but we've talked about this before. Time is ticking. Like, if it's going to happen, I think it's before midsummer. I think you will everything. If it's going to happen, you will know where everybody's going.
Yeah, before media days, probably.
Yeah.
If something's going to happen, we'll see. All right, for my loser of the week, thought about going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Keep Devin White happy. What are we doing? Stud inside backer has requested a trade. Sounds like he's upset that he hasn't gotten a new contract done. What are you guys doing? Bucks, just pay the man his money. He's legit. He's a fantastic player. Just pay the man his money, and then it's one less thing to worry about.
Yeah, you got to have a guy that is consistent, and consistent's really. I don't want to make it sound like he's consistent. He's one of a handful of the best linebackers in the entire NFL. You know what you're going to get game in, game out from him. He's the leader of the defense. You keep him.
Yeah. So let's not make that too difficult there, Tampa Bay. Also thought about going with Rory McIlroy. Are we worried about our guy, Ted?
I guess I don't know enough to be worried, but
not a lot of info out there. Now, misses the cut at the Masters.
Right.
Plays really poorly. And now has withdrawn from the RBC Heritage this week. And remember, with the changes the PGA Tour made with those designated events, if you're in the top 20 of the Player Impact Program, which obviously Rory McIlroy is, you can only miss one of those 17 designated events. And he skipped, what was it, the Tournament of Champions to start the year? So this will be the second designated event he's missed. No one knows why he's missing it. It maybe comes out that it's a family situation and we can all, kind of move on. But this could end up costing him $3 million with that whole PIP situation. And I know Rory McIlroy's made a ton of money, man. I get that. But losing $3 million isn't cool.
No.
That's not good.
And you got to figure that he's got something legitimate.
Right.
Knowing that that's the case, whether it's injury or personal matter, it's not like he's scared to go play it. I don't know. I hope everything's okay with the guy. I thought he was going to have a good Masters.
You and thousands and thousands of other people that bet on him to win. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, but you're right. I hope he's all right because the timing's just not good, right? People like, you look at how he played at the Masters and now he's withdrawn. The optics are not great.
Right. Golfers are weird. Like, he may have played poorly in the Masters and been like, I have some things I need to change in my swing. I'm not playing another event until I get it right. I don't care how much it costs. That may be what he's going through right now. Who knows? Yeah,
I don't think he's particularly worried about the money. So but $3 million is $3 million, man.
I know.
So, but my loser of the week, and I love this guy, and I can't believe he played that poorly. Anthony Edwards from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yikes. Now, I will say the NBA play-in games, they're awesome. Like, I loved watching the Hawks and the Heat. The Lakers and Timberwolves game was such a mess at the end of regulation and overtime. It was disgustingly beautiful. I mean, just so good. But And I'm sure for Anthony Edwards, falling out of the air, right, flipping over a guy and landing on your head and like your shoulder, not going to help your performance, right? But he was out there on the court and he picked a awfully bad time, right? When you consider the circumstances of that game, he picked an awfully bad time to have his worst game of the season.
Brutal.
3 of 17 from the field, 0 of 9 from three, had 9 points. That's not very good for a guy that averages nearly 25 points a game. All-star. Minnesota was up 15 in that game at one point. Anthony Edwards just couldn't get it going, man. It was, and he normally plays with like this fire and this bounce and this energy, and it was almost like things started so poorly for him. He didn't look like the same guy. I don't know what that was, man. That was, I mean, the Timberwolves had every opportunity to beat the Lakers in that game, but Anthony Edwards, he picked a bad night not to have it, man. Woo.
Brutal. Now, did the Lakers get like 50 free throw opportunities to Minnesota's like 12 or something?
They had a significant advantage. I think it was around like 9 or 10 in free throws. But to the Lakers' credit, like they were more aggressive taking the ball to the basket. Minnesota, especially late in the game, settled for just awful shots. And that's in Karl Anthony Towns, and the Inside the NBA guys pointed this out over and over and over again after the game. Like, they'd get in some of these switch situations, and Karl Anthony Towns would have Austin Reeves or even Schroeder on him and wouldn't demand the ball. Like, wouldn't try to seal him off, would do it, just kind of let it be.
Isn't it crazy how much like the game has changed in that regard? Like,
yes. But like Giannis does that all the time. If you're going to switch Dennis Schroeder on a Giannis, he's going down to the block and he said, "Give me the damn ball." That has been, I mean, Shaq has killed Karl Anthony Towns for years and so is Barkley for being that big and that tall and just not using his size.
That's a problem. I don't know. I should be. If you're a guy like him and then they put someone that small on you, that should be like what you're excited about. Like, this is easy. Give me the ball. Like, we'll get them out of this or we'll make them pay. Huh. That's wild.
Shaq said he doesn't want it. I was like, ooh, it's hard. That game was the full Karl Anthony Towns experience. Unbelievable start, just cooking offensively. Then commits stupid fouls, so he's in foul trouble, which has been a common theme of his career. Didn't demand the ball when he got those advantageous switches. It was the full experience. And the end of regulation and overtime of that game, what a journey we went on. So many bad shots, so many bad turnovers, including some from LeBron James, which he's throwing the ball away. Towards the end of regulation, he's throwing the ball away in overtime. You know, you thought Schroeder's three with, what was it, like 1.4 seconds? It was game. Then Anthony Davis fouls Mike Conley on a three at the buzzer, and you're just like, what is happening? This game is drunk. And to Conley's credit, hits all three. That was big time. But Taurean Prince, he misses the three after another LeBron. Like, he turns it over on an inbounds play. Sets up a fast break, and Taurean Prince, he just misses the three that would have tied it. But
LeBron knows they can't win the title. He's trying to go home, man.
He looked exhausted, too. I mean, absolutely exhausted. Now, they get Memphis in the first round. There are going to be a lot of people. They're going to pick the Lakers to win that series. But the people that were undoubtedly going to pick them are now sitting there going, I don't love what I saw in that play-in game. There's some people that are going to be back on the fence in that whole thing.
That's awesome.
I'm nervous. By the time some people listen to this, the Thunder will have triumphed in New Orleans, or the season will be over. Here we go.
They'll win it. No big deal.
I hope you're right. Thanks for saying that. That made me feel good.